bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With news of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. Even after warnings from health experts who say a staggered reopening would be best, Israel will almost fully reopen its economy next Sunday. Coronavirus czar Professor Nachman Ash told ministers that he was opposed to the widespread reopening, as there are still more than 5,000 new virus cases being diagnosed every day and close to 1,000 people still hospitalized in serious condition with COVID. Under the plan approved by the coronavirus cabinet, all shops, businesses, houses of worship, and cultural venues will reopen, with some still subject to further regulations. Entry to gyms, cultural and sporting venues, hotels without dining rooms, art galleries, and swimming pools will only be open to people who have received both doses of coronavirus vaccine or who have recovered from COVID-19 and therefore have antibodies to fight the virus. As part of the measures to curb the spread of coronavirus, the health ministry has suggested that people who arrive in Israel from abroad should quarantine at home using an electronic tag, instead of being sent to state-run quarantine hotels. Director of the International Relations Division at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Asher Shalmon, said health officials are currently looking into implementing the policy after the coronavirus cabinet voted to raise the number of daily entries to Israel from 600 to 2,000. Once Israel's most wanted criminal boss, Ziv Rosenstein, is set to be released from prison after serving 17 years. Rosenstein was a key player in the country's underworld throughout the 80s and 90s, being hunted by police detectives for almost every crime imaginable, but managing to escape conviction every time. In 2004, he was arrested in Israel and extradited to the United States, where he was sentenced to 12 years in prison. While serving time, Rosenstein was given another 5 years for conspiring to commit a crime. After numerous requests, the parole board on Sunday agreed to shorten his sentence by 9 months. And 5 months after the United Arab Emirates and Israel normalized relations, the UAE swore in its first ambassador to Israel. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN. Israel Broadcast Network.